This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. Kentucky Morning Start right here on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. It's Thursday, March 3rd.
And we welcome you in. It's now 6:30 and a shakeup ahead of Kentucky's Republican caucus. A presidential candidate backs out of his scheduled trip to Lexington.
Police make 2 arrests in a Lexington arson case. We're live to explain why police say the married couple set a house on fire.
And making college education free. Details on a new proposal put forward by some Kentucky lawmakers.
And flakes are flying for some of us out there this morning. Very light snow moving through the area with temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark. We're going to likely double this and beyond in some cases. By the time we get into next week, we have everything you can think of between now and next week coming our way. I'll break it all down here in just a little bit, guys.
And let's get right to the news. We're getting a lot of new developments this morning in the presidential campaign. Reaching out right now to Republican presidential candidate Marco Rubio's campaign this morning out of our newsroom. We've learned the Florida senator's scheduled stop in Kentucky is not going to happen.
Yeah, his decision to cancel tomorrow's campaign event in Lexington, this comes just days before Kentucky's GOP caucus on Saturday. WKYT's Mark Barber is live with more on how this important week in presidential politics is shaping up.
Good morning, Rebecca. This time tomorrow morning, security teams would have been sweeping through the Lexington Center here to prepare for Marco Rubio's rally. Now, we have been reaching out to his campaign to try to figure out why he canceled his stop in Lexington and his only stop in Kentucky. But so far, we have not received an explanation. Now, of course, Kentucky's caucus is Saturday, and Senator Ted Cruz, he is still planning to make a campaign stop, not himself, but his father, here to connect with Kentucky voters. His father will be stumping for him in Louisville and in Bowling Green. Pastor Rafael Cruz will target evangelical Christians during his visit. It is a critical week for Cruz's campaign as he aims to win the Republican nomination in July. Of course, Kentucky voters will get to vote their presidential preference in just 2 days. Voting hours during the Saturday caucus are from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every voter has been assigned to a caucus location, and in many counties in Kentucky, there is only 1 location. However, in Lexington, because it is a more urban area, there are 4 locations. So, of course, for those Republican voters, about 1 million or so who are registered to vote Republican in Kentucky, before you head out to caucus on Saturday, you'll want to go ahead and find your caucus location, and you'll want to bring any of your typical voter information. Of course, there's a lot of information to keep track of, and we have it all for you posted on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
We will have a live special coverage of the Kentucky Republican caucus all day Saturday. We'll have a special report at 7 o'clock that night.
And in just the last few minutes, we've learned more about what Mitt Romney, the 2012 presidential nominee, plans to say later this morning. Apparently, he's really going to go after Donald Trump and call him a phony. That speech will be, again, later this morning from Utah. The time this morning, 6:33. A man was seriously injured when police say he set himself on fire along a busy Lexington street. It happened last night at the intersection of Richmond Road and Fontaine Road. The fire department says Fire Major Joe Madden happened to be in the area. He rushed over to help the man along with some other witnesses who pitched in. Firefighters say Madden suffered burns to his hand and face, and the other man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. And new this morning, a husband and wife accused of setting a Lexington house on fire have been arrested.
Digging through their arrest citations overnight, we have learned that police think the couple's motivation, they think it may have been something in particular. Michelle Chamberlain live in Lexington for us to explain.
Yeah, court documents state the couple was coordinating with the wife's mother, the owner of the home on East 2nd Street that was set on fire last May. Now, investigators say that husband and wife duo that set the house on fire did it for insurance purposes. Documents show the couple staged the home by spray painting the word rats on the back porch and breaking windows before setting the home on fire. The documents say that someone came forward and told police the couple moved the furniture out of the home and replaced it with broken pieces to make it seem like the mother-in-law and younger son were living in the home at the time of the fire. Now, multiple witnesses provided statements to police in these documents. Witnesses told police they saw the husband banging on the home and fence with a hammer the day before the fire was set. Now, the two are set to be arraigned later today here at the Fayette County Courthouse. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Thank you, Michelle. A man accused of robbing a woman in a church parking lot is back in Lexington to face a judge. Robert Schultz and Harvey Smith were arrested last month. Police say the men pulled a knife on a woman outside a church on Winchester Road and stole her purse. They were arrested after a police chase in Scott and Grant counties. Schultz is now in the Lexington Detention Center and will be arraigned on a robbery charge this afternoon.
A Jessamine County mother accused of leaving her toddler home alone for hours is going to be facing a judge today. Police say Nina Pike told them that she left her 3-year-old alone because she had to go to work. Neighbors found the young girl wandering around outside her home. Pike will be arraigned later this morning. Lexington police are looking for a driver who nearly killed a man in a hit and run. Sunday morning's crash happened on LaFlame Alley off East 7th Street near Winchester Road. Someone found the victim lying in the road, and police say he was rushed to the hospital with significant head injuries. But with no witnesses coming forward, police are now appealing to the public for information about the case. A fugitive who caused a lockdown at a Laurel County school has been arrested. State police say 27-year-old Andrew Reeves of Nicholasville was driving a stolen SUV when they pulled him over on the Hal Rogers Parkway. But he then ran off into a wooded area. And as a precaution, nearby Bush Elementary School went on lockdown during the search. Police say they found Reeves hiding inside an abandoned home on Lick Fork Road. He's now facing a long list of charges.
Police arrested a woman who they say was passed out in a car with a 1-year-old child in the back seat. The Knox County Sheriff's Office charged 37-year-old Tina Brown with DUI, wanton endangerment, and a drug offense. Deputies say they found Brown behind the wheel of a car that was parked outside a Dollar General store. Social Services has taken custody of the child.
A 35-year-old self-avowed devil worshiper accused of murdering his roommate at their Allen County nursing home has been ordered to undergo a mental evaluation. The Reverend, who legally changed his name from Robert Reynolds, is accused of stabbing a 71-year-old man with an ink pen and then choking him to death with a lamp cord. The owner and developer of Centerpoint in downtown Lexington claims work has resumed on the project. The work we saw was an excavator digging rock out of a hole at the site. In a statement, developer Dudley Webb says his company is moving ahead with the project and is working toward completing the underground parking garage. A spokeswoman for Mayor Jim Gray said, quote, "If real progress is occurring, then it would represent a major turn of events. Hopefully this isn't more of the same that we have experienced for 8 years." The city said that it intended to fill the hole if work did not resume by March 30th, and it's not clear if that deadline remains in place.
An unusual theft case out of Harlan County this morning. The mayor says he ended up buying back his stolen gun. Everett's mayor, Eddie Manning, says his pistol was stolen from a truck earlier this week. Investigators later found out some people were trying to sell the gun. Manning says he set up a meeting with them while police waited nearby. Moments after the sale, police arrested 4 people and charged them with receiving stolen property.
How about free college education? That's what some Kentucky lawmakers are calling for. The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship Program would provide free tuition for graduating high school students who attend any of the state's community and technical colleges. That's geared toward middle-income students whose parents' incomes are too high to qualify for many federal scholarships. The program would cost about $13 million the first year and about $20 million every year after that. All right, we have a traffic alert this morning. Part of Lexington Street is going to be shut down as part of an ongoing project. At 7 o'clock this morning, the State Department of Highways will close DeRudy Street between South Broadway and Patterson Street. That's so that crews can tear down some empty buildings. Part of the nearby sidewalks on South Broadway and Chair Avenues will also be closed. This is all part of the overall Newtown Pike Extension project. The closures will be in effect until further notice.
All right, let's get a check of traffic, see what's happening this morning.
And here's Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic out there at 98.1 The Bull. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, gang. Just check the inner and outer loops of the circle, and all is well right now between Versailles Road and Nicholasville Road, with no delays on Nicholasville Road itself past Man o' War coming in from Jessamine County. So off to a good start that part of town. As we get a live look right now at overall Lexington traffic flow, slowdowns at the circle, Nicholasville Road at the circle just in front of the mall, and also on Richmond Road, that left turn lane to the inner loop. Drive times not impacted just yet. With no wrecks in the way, it should be a normal ride on the north side. Coming in from Paris this morning. morning, dealing with just normal speeds there, about 17 minutes. Winchester's 21 and Richmond 31. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, thank you so much. And you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. 6:40 the time on WKYT This Morning.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Tracking some flakes of snow across parts of central and eastern Kentucky here this morning. That little band is stretching across a big chunk of the area. Now, the thing is, it's not an aggressive band of snow, meaning that we're not going to run into significant accumulations out of this. For the most part, during the morning hours, it has been a battle for the snow to reach the ground, to get all the way down from up here, down to the Earth's surface. So that's something that we have been watching over the past several hours here. And eventually what's going to happen is we're going to have enough little warmer shot of air. And I'm not talking super warm. I'm just talking about temperatures above freezing to make it transition over to this rain. And there's plenty of it showing up across parts of Tennessee down into Mississippi. Showers and even thunderstorms ongoing in those areas here right now, while rain is now already breaking out across sections of western Kentucky, and that will continue its invasion into our area and fill in a little bit more as well. We're at 33 degrees here in Lexington, up the road into Frankfort as well. And you also have some folks around the freezing mark in Danville, Richmond, Somerset, into London. All of those spots coming in 30, 31 degrees, or even right at the 32 mark as well. But a little spike in temperatures you can already see showing up, supporting mainly rain, Owensboro into Bowling Green as well. So again, just be plain old rain for you. The hour-by-hour forecast reveals that we get in on those few more flakes. But what I think it really ultimately happens is that warmer air will dominate by 11, 12 o'clock today, and we're talking mainly about cold, plain old chilly showers working through the area. Then we advance into the nighttime period and into your Friday as well. We get deeper through the day. We're talking temperatures in the 30s tomorrow morning and into the daytime hours tomorrow. Maybe a stray flake of snow early, but beyond that, we clear things up, and 40s are back in town. And this is just part of a warm-up period. One that really kicks in next week sets us up for more of a classic seasonal battle zone, meaning that we have all the warm air here in the east. We've got a lot of energy, a lot of cold air out to our west as well, and there's going to be a transition zone. It's one that's not going to budge. It's that type of a setup where we just keep it steady, where it turns into more of a stormy zone. Rounds of showers, thunderstorms, maybe some high water issues out there as well as we go into next week. Ground's already saturated. Then you throw in several rounds of rain, and with all those warm temperatures, and we have other things to be concerned about. Our 7-day forecast shows you the next few days here, so we continue to warm up into the 50s for the weekend. I think we'll be right around 50 degrees here on Saturday. Then you get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time period, and that is when we are running straight into the upper 60s and low 70s throughout the entire area. But we're also tracking some showers and thunderstorms at that time. That's when that transition zone, guys, will start to set up. Very spring-like.
Yeah, a little fight between the seasons, but spring will win out eventually, right?
It has to, I hope, if it doesn't, something's wrong.
Yeah, right. We're sure hoping for it. Yeah. All right, Jim, thank you so much. It's 6:46 now.
A Florida family found an unexpected guest, let's just call it that, in their swimming pool.
You could say that, an unwelcome guest. Laura Lear says a 9-foot gator made a 70-yard trek from a pond over to her home.
Woo.
She says the gator broke into the swimming pool screen enclosure, found its way to the swimming pool. Her husband noticed bubbles coming from the pool. He knew something was up, realized finally that it was a gator. And jokingly, Lear says that because they are animal lovers, the gator was invited to come over. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in that. Even the gator seems to be okay after it's all said and done. But
they're glad that they had some warning. That
you live in Florida, you have to look around your pool once in a while.
Yeah, I would imagine. It broke in the screen, though. Man,
well, yeah.
He's desperate for some water.
Want it in there. All right, 6:47 now. Thursday morning on WKYT. Friday's next, and then your weekend. Right?
Yeah,
have it in order?
We're thinking that way, right? More news. Stay with us.
Coming up, Ben Carson bows out ahead of tonight's GOP debate and what some foreign policy experts are warning about a Trump presidency. Plus the changes coming to some fast food chains to help make their food safer. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning next.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 6:50 is the time, 10 before 7. Republican presidential candidate Marco Rubio has canceled his Friday event in Lexington.
The Florida senator had been scheduled to attend a campaign event at the Lexington Center, but the event disappeared from the list of scheduled events on Rubio's website. We've reached out to the Rubio campaign for an explanation, and so far we haven't received a response. Rubio won the Republican caucus in Minnesota on Super Tuesday. His only win this far. Kentucky's Republican caucus is Saturday. Voting hours from 10 in the morning until 4 p.m. local time. Only registered Republicans are eligible to vote on March 5th. 11 candidates have filed for the Kentucky caucus, but most of them have since dropped out of the presidential race. We will have continuing coverage, of course, on that Saturday, as well as Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, a special report. We have information on all this on our website, WKYT.com.
And also this morning, Donald Trump takes on Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and John Kasich at the 11th GOP debate. It'll be in Detroit, Michigan tonight. Offstage, the billionaire frontrunner has been fending off attacks from other Republican rivals who are trying to mount a campaign to blunt his momentum. Former Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney, who was the party's standard bearer in 2012, is now leading that charge. He'll be delivering a speech on the state of the GOP race from Utah this morning. And some of the information that's been released this morning indicates that he will be very, very tough in that speech. The Associated Press obtained some excerpts of Romney's speech. In his prepared remarks, the former Massachusetts governor will argue that Trump's campaign promises are, quote, as worthless as a degree from Trump University. He also asserts that the billionaire real estate mogul is a phony and has neither the temperament nor the judgment to be president. Mitt Romney's broadside comes amid increasing restiveness within the GOP establishment over the increasing likelihood that Trump could soon clinch the party's presidential nomination.
A Lexington firefighter is recovering after he saved a man who police say set himself on fire on a busy Lexington street. It happened last night at the intersection of Richmond Road and Fontaine. The fire department says Fire Major Joe Madden was in the area and rushed to help the man along with other witnesses. Firefighters say Madden suffered burns to his hand and face. The other man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. New this morning, a husband and wife accused of setting a Lexington home on fire have been arrested. The fire badly damaged the home on East 2nd Street last May. This week, investigators issued arrest warrants for Angel and China Benitez. According to their arrest citations, the couple set the house on fire for insurance purposes and staged that fire to make it look like it was set in retaliation against China and Benitez. Both suspects will face a judge this afternoon.
Well, NASA astronaut Scott Kelly is back on American soil. Kelly landed in Houston overnight after returning to Earth on Tuesday.
Yeah, he had spent a record 340 days in space, just a little shy of a year. As John Champion reports, doctors now checking Kelly to see what kind of impact his long-duration space mission had on his health.
Family and friends cheered as astronaut Scott Kelly stepped off a plane in Houston overnight.
It's great to be back in Texas.
The 52-year-old returned to Earth Tuesday after spending a record 340 days in space for NASA. During his time in orbit, Kelly carried out experiments on the effects of long-duration trips in space. His work is paving the way for an eventual mission to Mars.
This mission is the latest achievement in our country's space program, but it's not the last. There will be more. It's in our DNA of our country to explore, and we must never stop.
NASA wants to put astronauts on the red planet in the 2030s. Over the next weeks and months, NASA doctors will examine Kelly to see what kind of impact the mission had on his health. They will also analyze changes to Kelly's genetic structure by comparing him to his identical twin brother, Mark, a former astronaut.
You truly are an inspiration to all of us.
Kelly was greeted in Houston by Dr. Jill Biden, the Second Lady of the U.S. Don Champion, CBS News.
What a voyage and what important work certainly he did while he was up there. 6:55, and you'll find all the latest on WKYT.com wherever you are. We're, of course, trying to track down the reason that presidential candidate Marco Rubio canceled a campaign event in Lexington. It was supposed to be tomorrow on the eve of Saturday's Kentucky Republican caucus. By the way, if you're needing info about that caucus, we have it on our website, and WKYT News will cover the event throughout today, Saturday, and we have a special report scheduled with caucus results results Saturday evening at 7, and we hope you can join us. Also trending, the details about how a man set himself on fire at a Lexington intersection before a firefighter and some other witnesses stepped in to save him. And also on WKYT.com, developer Dudley Webb claiming work has started again at the long dormant Centerpoint development in downtown Lexington. We've been taking video, looking at it from various angles, trying to verify exactly what is going on there. On Kentucky.com, a new report shows the sharp decline in production of coal in eastern Kentucky over the years. It says only 4% of the nation's coal now comes from the hills of Kentucky. That's down from 13% back in 1984. In Frankfort, bills have been filed to allow charter schools in Kentucky. CBS This Morning is coming up shortly with your eye opener, and we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest, WKYT.com.
And just tracking a few flakes of snow out there right now. At best, most of this is just hovering above our heads, doesn't reach the ground. Eventually, though, we're going to get a big push of rain that gets in here, and that's going to occur during the afternoon into the evening hours.
Okay.
Chilly showers.
We'll deal with it, but
keep going. Next week it warms up.
But next week we're talking 70. There you go.
There you go. What is that in?
70s
and now, nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.